Before I go into the tribute, if you paid your membership, please stop by the table before you leave. Special announcement. I just want to say a tribute or brief words on Ernesto Butcher, because Ernesto was like an anchor person when NBE started in 1983, way before my time. But he was an essential part and a critical part of getting NBE started because he saw a need for it, and he gathered people together and they created NBE. And to this point, we're thankful because so many things have evolved within NBE and because of NBE. So my tribute is, a crisis will often occur unexpectedly. What should never be unexpected is a leader's response. The leader must assume control of the response with readiness, as well as authority. Integral to the response must be the leader's command presence and the ability to communicate coherently and correctly. If a leader does these things, yes, the crisis may still continue, but the people involved will be assured that someone is in charge and mobilizing the right resources and the right people to solve the problems. For many or most of the employees of the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, and for so many others, this leader was Ernesto Butcher, the quiet and thoughtful but commanding leader that dedicated his career to this agency for 41 years. During his 41-year career at the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, Ernesto managed to gain the highest respect, adoration, and admiration of so many who knew him. And if you knew Ernesto, you would definitely agree with me with those words. And you probably have a ton of more adjectives because he was a great man. With an always listening ear and a heartfelt word of advice, Ernesto has heard many people pour out their heart and sometimes even whining, mainly about how the Port Authority how their career in the Port Authority was unfair and wasn't going the way they thought it should be. But Ernesto would always be there to give you other options and challenge you to do something different, go outside of your box, and think differently. Personally, I have to say there was a point in my very early Port Authority career when I first started, because I had a question about everything. And I think when he saw me coming his way, he turned the other way. Because I questioned everything. There was nothing that I didn't question. So, a few years ago, I was sitting in his office, he was the COO, and we were picking a winner for the Black Achievers in Industry Award through the Harlem YMCA. And we actually laughed about that. And because of his laugh, I knew I was right. The best advice he gave me was, don't let the grass grow under your feet. And I haven't, and I still don't, and I will not ever let the grass grow under my feet. The distinguished hero that led on 9/11, he knew the PA and the great people of the Port Authority were like a well-oiled machine and could keep moving in the face of tragedy, crisis, challenge, or anything, because that's how confident he was in this agency, and that's how confident he was in the great people of this agency. Ernesto never asked for credit or demanded credit, And when we did recognize him, he was humble about it. He kept loyal to the Port Authority. But there came a time in his final days of his career where he could no longer be loyal because of attacks on his character, his integrity. But we know, as the people of the Port Authority who worked with him, who know him, who he challenged daily, that those things were false, and Ernesto was a great leader and a great man. Ernesto may have left this agency under a cloud, but that's there. He has no cloud when it comes to the people who loved and admired him. So today, I want to take this opportunity to remind you of the man Ernesto Butcher was and who he is in our hearts. Stay loyal, keep his energy alive, and move forward, knowing that this is what he will want us to do. So today, remember him and his passion and his leadership, his mentorship, his loyalty, and his laughter. And I also want to add that in addition to Ernesto, there's so many friends that we have lost in the PA, like Robert Jenkins. Robert Jenkins was a staple for NBE. He was at all of our events, even if he was the only one. Steve Napolitano never missed a chance to attend an event or support NBE. William Dakota, another one, never missed an event. Denise Means, and so many more. And I just thank you. Thank you for your support, and I thank you that you will get involved and continue to support us. Thanks.